Hello everyone, my name is Rehan. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I'm gonna talk about the first chapter of sociology, which is known as the introduction of sociology. So in this chapter we will talk about the basic foundation of sociology and the historical and theoretical perspective of sociology and how different founders have played a crucial role in the study of sociology. Moving ahead, what is sociology? Sociology refers to a study that study is the study of society and the social interaction and how the studies how people behave in groups and individually interact with each other in order to form a social structure which refers which accumulates the different interactions and create a larger social structure. In simple words, sociology refers to a society's influences people and the individual living in the society, making that shape the society in its way. The key part of sociology is the concept of sociological imagination, which was introduced or brought up by Mills with Mills. So this sociology imagination allow us to connect between the personal experience and how what Mills calls it as a private trouble, and it becomes into a larger social pattern which is known as public issue. Taking for instance, like a person losing a job is a small is a private trouble, but if thousands of people start losing their job, it becomes a social problem which can impact this country socially, politically, and economically. So sociology helps to think us beyond the individual level at a social level, and it has two different definition which is known as micro sociology and macro sociology. Micro sociology talks about the studies this micro or at a small scale, at a society scale, while macro sociology talks about at a larger scale, at a national scale. Moving ahead, we'll talk about the historical perspective of sociology. Sociology came up in 19th century during the mass social change in Europe, which was during the urbanization, the industrial revolution, and the political revolution, which reshaped the society of Europe in such a way it created a society of problems as well as thinkers who wanted to solve this problem. So this they came up with different studies and to understand the systematic changes in the society during that time. So we'll talk about some of the key founders which are pretty important for this chapter, such as the Karl Marx, who was one of the important sociologists, who was also the founding father of conflict theory. So in his perspective, sociology was he like refers sociology and his basic class, like basic focus is the class conflict during the industrial revolution. So during his time, so there was the industrial revolution taking place. So there were two groups, the production owners as well as the working class, and there this lead and the production owners were the wealthy and the privileged people who had the power, and like they were considered as the top of the chain during that time, who were able due to their power they were able to discriminate the working class, and this discrimination created impacted the social structure and brought a social change and driven struggles of owning resources and brought inequality in the society. While Emile Durkheim studied how society maintains stability and order, he also talks about the structural functionism in the society and how the concept of social facts, values, and norms and structures contribute to the society in building a social stability which allow the society to grow and thrive. And then we'll talk about Max Weber. He emphasizes the understanding and the meaning of individuals' attachment to their actions. Taking for instance, his perspective talks about the symbolic interactionism theory, which refers to how daily interactions play a vital role, and his concept is called Witzberg. Wurstenberg. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. So he studied the bureaucracy, the rationalization, and how the culture and the idea of culture can influence a whole group. And then we'll talk about the father of sociology, who's known as Comte. Known as he coined the term sociology and believed that society is could be studied using scientific theories and methods and social natural science. So he's also known as the founding father of sociology. Moving ahead, we'll talk about the theoretical perspective of sociology. So sociology is a pretty vast subject, and it has three important perspectives which we will be discussing now. So the three perspectives are structural functionalism, conflict theory, also known as critical theory, and then we have symbolic interactionism, is also known as interpretive theory. So the structural functionalism, also known as the positivist sociology, which we have spoken about Emile Durkheim, who talks that this theory basically talks about wants the stability in the society, and he views the society as a complex system, and all the systems and parts are interrelated to each other, thereby all of them work together in order to maintain the social order or social stability in the society. Each institution have their own rules, and these rules thrive or grow in order to help the society to be balanced. Taking for instance the example of schools help the children to grow and to be ready for taking up the responsibilities of jobs in the future, while families help play a role in imbibing the children with the social and cultural norms, which help them to develop the discipline and norms in the society, thereby creating a structure where the individuals are working and are disciplined in order for the society to be stable. Then we'll talk about the conflict theory. Conflict theory is talks about the class differences, the social inequalities based on racial, caste, what we say, caste, class, and many other inequalities. So we will talk about how Karl Marx's theory play a crucial role, and this theory is basically based on Karl Marx's perspective. So in his perspective talks about how the society is made up of different groups, and how these groups play a crucial role from gapping the power to the natural resources. He especially emphasizes the conflict between the rich and the poor, as well as the social changes which this can cause. Taking for instance the previous example of industrial revolution, where the society was divided into two different groups: the wealthy owners or the production owners, and the working class or the labor class. And the wealthy class had more access to resource and power and were more privileged, thereby they were able to control or discriminate the working class. So this concentration of power in one class help us to understand the conflict theory, and how race, gender, caste, and power and inequality is maintained in society. So under this theory it talks all about this, about inequality in the class system. Then we'll talk about symbolic interactionism. Symbolic interactionism is nothing but the daily interactions in the society which help the society to thrive. This theory is taken in the micro level, in the society level. So therefore every individual's interaction in a society have a meaningful symbol or a language which help the society to grow and to be more stable. Taking for instance a usual handshake or just a thumbs up can give a person an idea of respect, dignity, or trust. Or wearing clothes play a crucial role in society too. Like wearing an expensive formal suit can make people feel like you are rich, wealthy, while if you wear a rugged t-shirt or a tone pants make people feel like you are poor, or like you don't belong to the environment. So each interaction play a crucial role, and this theory deals with the micro level subjects of the society. So why do we study sociology? The reason why we study sociology is because sociology is not just a study of in society, but it plays a crucial role in understanding how different parts of society work together, and how individuals thrive in these different parts in order to maintain stability, or how critically social issues can bring up questions and assumptions, and how different perspectives can have connections together in order to make a larger social structure. Sociology is also helps in developing the other parts of the studies, or other subjects, such as if you work in a data analysis, or you work for government or political employee. It helps us to understand the different sections of the society and how it works, and how people react to certain laws, or how sociology's perspective is pretty important in all the concepts, as we can know, as I spoke about. Sociology also helps in developing the understanding of different perspectives of society, such as the inequality in social class, how people and how different parts should work, and how morals, values, and beliefs work together in order to build a social norm or social structure which helps the society to grow and to become more civilized. So, as I have spoken about, sociology is not just a subject, it's a vast topic which has a huge branches, which is expanded throughout the subjects, and that's what this chapter talks about. It's like the building foundation of chapters which will keep growing and thriving. Thank you, and hope you guys are having